Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you a brand new series. What if Naruto was a genius prodigy with a lost bloodline? Part 1 guys. If you enjoy seeing see part 2, go ahead and comment down below and tell me you want to see part 2, and I'll be posting it as soon as possible for you guys to enjoy. And also if you're new, yes, if you heard my name before somewhere, or if you're new to the channel, I have 3 channels. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3. And I post what if on them every single day. Yes, it might sound crazy, but it's not. Every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and comment down below and tell me if you're new, and I'll be replying talking back to all of you. And stay tuned for a brand new episode coming over in Anime King 3 and Anime King 2. Yes guys, links will be down in the description, so go ahead and check them out and enjoy guys. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new series? Start the intro. It was October 10th, the night that will forever be crafted in the minds of the people of the Hidden Leaf. The sudden attack from the massive nine-tailed demon Fox disrupted the tranquility and calmness of the night. Tails smashed through buildings as the fox tail thrashed around. It snarled and roared as more of the village fell into chaos and panic. The shinobis of the Hidden Leaf, despite knowing their power did not compare to the mighty beasts, rushed at the beasts with all they got, throwing techniques after techniques. But compared to the fox, they were like a small pin, barely even harming its skin. The young shinobis on the other hand were told to stay behind to help with the evacuation, and the ones that want to fight for their home, this made them very restless. This is ridiculous. How are we supposed to prove our youthfulness if we're stuck here, said Guy. My guy, a 16-year-old shinobi. There isn't anything that we can do, said Kakashi. The fox growled as it brought its hand down on a group of shinobis. Guy clenched his hand rather tightly as he watched a brave man and woman give their life to protect the village against a massive beast. Tsunade-sama and Jiraiya-sama ordered us to stay here, so that is what we will do. Another shinobi known as Yoba said, "That's right, a jonin appeared in front of the group of shinobis. This isn't your fight. This fight is for the current generation to fight. If we should all perish, it will be your job to carry on the will of fire." With that he vanished. "All we can do is wait for more orders," said Asuma Sarutobi. Everyone else had emotionless looks on their faces. The atmosphere was really solemn. While observing the carnage before them, a small cry could be heard from behind. They all turned as they observed the young child, Naruto Namikaze, the son of the Yellow Flash of Konoha. Tsunade and Jiraiya dropped him off here so that they could help fight the Kyuubi. The young boy had yellow pajamas on, as there was a pattern of animals on them. He had spiky blonde hair and blue eyes. He looked a lot like Minato. At the moment he was upset, he was frightened. He threw a tantrum when Jiraiya and Tsunade told him he had to stay here. He proclaimed that he wanted to fight and protect the village. In many ways he was similar to Kushina. However, his personality best matched Minato's. He was a quiet and well-mannered boy. His parents never spoiled him that much. He was a well-mannered child. His frightened eyes scanned the village as he watched his home be destroyed by the massive beasts. Kakashi walked over the eye smile. "Hi there, Naruto-kun," he said. Naruto wiped his tears as he looked up towards Kakashi. "I wasn't crying, okay," he said. He turned his head and crossed his arms together. Kakashi chuckled softly. "I wouldn't worry about your parents and your little brother, Naruto. They will be fine," said Kakashi. As Naruto whimpered at the mention of his parents and his unborn baby brother, Kakashi looked perplexed. He was unsure what to do. As he patted him on the back, there, he said. "Come on, Naruto-chan," said Shizune. As she picked him up, she rocked him back in front to soothe the crying child. "You're hopeless, you know that," she said, looking towards Kakashi, as he rubbed the back of his head. "Shizune," said Kurenai, "shouldn't you be in the hospital?" I did request to be, but Tsunade-sama said they had enough medics, and that my safety is more important, she said to Asai. Are my mom and dad gonna be okay? Mom said that she had to because she has my little brother in her tummy, said Naruto as he looked up. Shizune couldn't answer that question. After all, they had no idea what was happening at the present time. Nor did she know about the situation in the Hidden Leaf, or the horrific view. Naruto, you don't need to worry about your parents. Jiraiya-sama, Tsunade-sama, and Lord Third are backing them up. So don't worry, your little brother in your mother's tummy is gonna be fine, okay? As she rubbed the top of his head. The fox roared as Naruto gripped tight on her. You don't have to be scared, she said. I'm not scared of the fox, said Naruto. I'm scared because I can't do anything to help the village. Meanwhile, fire style, Harrison breathed out a massive flame right in the fox's face, knocking it back a few steps. He landed beside some Jonins. It's holding out as expected. I never imagined that it would be this strong. As he summoned his staff and twirled it. Alright, everyone together! Push it out of the village! Inoichi, coordinate the attack, he spoke. Inoichi made a hand sign as he felt the minds became connected with his own. Alright, let's go, Tatsumi, he yelled. Tatsumi and her fellow clansmen jump over a large pack of ninjas. Getsuga! They slam into the side of the Kyuubi, making the thing stumble back. As they landed on some rubble. Shikaku! She yelled out. As Shadow chugged from Shikaku's feet and wrapped around the Kyuubi, restraining it. The beast started to roar as Shikaku started to sweat hard, trying to hold it back. Choza, do it, he yelled. Choza transformed as he became large. He then ran and shoulder tackled the fox, knocking it away. Alright, Inoichi, said Choza. Everyone together! The fox was hit with a barrage of jutsus from all the shinobis at once, forcing it out of the village. It snarled in pure rage as its tails ripped through the forest. This thing is tough, Ananvu said. No matter what, the Hidden Leaf will not lose, Sarutobi said, as him and several others disappear to engage the fox. Meanwhile, Naruto, I know it's hard, but we're all feeling the same way. This is our home and we want to protect it, said Shizune. I think you're very brave for your age for saying that, as she gave him a kiss on the forehead, making him blush a bit. A few moments of silence passed as Naruto spoke up. Jiji, it's really quick, he said. Yeah, he's the strongest of his generation, said Kakashi. Yush, Naruto-kun, do not fret, because we will triumph, said Guy. As Naruto giggled, you're weird, he said. As every person in the area struggled not to laugh. Guy cried as his ego was crushed by the 5-year-old. Bachan and Private Sage aren't as fast, said Naruto, as the both let them deliver an uppercut to the fox. How can you tell? Kakashi asked as he looked towards the child. Dad said I have a Kekkei Genkai? Said Kakashi. Yeah, said Naruto. That's the one. Dad said that no one in our family has one. In ages. Meanwhile, Tsunade-chan, Jiraiya-kun, I take it the birth of Kushina and Minato newest child didn't go as planned, said Sarutobi. Yes, unfortunately, you're right. There were some complications. It can't be helped. Our priority is to hold the beast back, so it can't do any more damage. Where are Minato and Kushina? Are they okay? Asked Harrison. Yes, they're alright. As far as I know, said Tsunade. It was then that they saw a yellow flash. As Minato arrived, he placed his hand on the Kyuubi's forehead before he flashed away with the beast. Sarutobi snapped his gaze around. Where are they? He said. Over there, said Jiraiya as a massive explosion rocked the area. Let's go, said Tsunade as they move off with a burst of speed. Meanwhile, Dad, just teleport away, said Naruto. How did you know that, Naruto? Asked Shizune. It is your Kekkei Genkai, said Kakashi. Yeah. Mom just teleported with him too, said Naruto. That's quite the ability you got there. Do you know what it's called? The Swiftest Swifty Release, he laughed. The Swiftest Swifty Release? I think you mean the Swift Release, Naruto-kun, said Kakashi. Oh yeah, that's what I said. I don't know anything about it though. So I guess that's to do with the speed then, said Kakashi. As they kept on talking to keep the child distracted. 10 miles outside Konoha, as Kushina subdued the fox with her chains. As her baby started crying. I'm sorry, Ren. Did Mom wake you up, she said. As Minato appeared in a golden flash in front of them. Kushina-chan, are you alright, said Minato. I'm tougher than you, she grinned. I can't argue with that, he chuckled. Listen, Kushina-chan, I can't let Naruto-chan and Ren-chan grow up. without a mother. I cannot see the Kyuubi inside of you, otherwise, you will die and the burden fall to Rin-chan. I have to seal it in Rin-chan. As a tear ran down his eye, Minato, it's a heavy burden to place upon a person, she said. Tears filled in her eyes. I understand, Kushina, but at the present moment, this is the best course of action we can take. Lord Third, Tsunade, and Jiraiya Sensei are heading towards us right now. I won't use the Tekko phone to seal the Kyuubi in Rin-chan. I wish there was another way, but we're running out of time. We have to do this right now, he said, as the fox started to growl angrily. You won't seal me away again, he said, as his hand came down to strike the child. But Sarutobi's staff slammed right in the fox's chest, knocking it back a few paces, as Kushina chains tightened. Minato, Kushina, the three of them says they appear in the battlefield. As they look towards a small bundle in front of Kushina, he was about to be burdened with a terrible destiny. But if anyone could bear this burden, it was their child. Is Naruto-chan okay? Is he alright? Kushina asks. Don't worry, we dropped him off outside the barrier. He's been looking after, said Tsunade. Kushina breathed a sigh of relief knowing that her eldest was safe. As Tsunade rushed towards her and placed a hand on her back, her hands started to glow green. Once Tsunade was finished, Jiraiya shouted, Alright, let's do it, he said. Minato summoned a small altar in place, his crying newborn son on it. The four shinobi surround the beast as they form a square. The fox started to struggle even more, as all of their hands started to glow as they held it out towards the beast. As the fox looked inside Kushina's eyes, his eyes showed fear at being sealed away again. I'm sorry, she said, but you're far too dangerous to roam free. His eyes looked at Kushina, but he saw Kurama. No, not again. Not again, he roared. But it was too late. Together! Tekko Fun, the four of them yelled at once as the jutsu commenced. As the fox turned into a large cloud of chakra, he was pulled in the seal on Ren's stomach as Kushina placed her hand over it. Seal! As Sarutobi Hiruzen collapsed to the ground, as the young child cried even louder. Ren, said Kushina as she stroked his head lovingly. As all of the event caught up to her seal being broken, her giving birth, as she collapsed unconscious. Minato picked himself up. Let's get them to the hospital, he said, as he picked up Sarutobi as well. Right, call Kakashi to collect Naruto, said Jiraiya. And with that they were gone. A few hours later, Konoha Hospital. Kakashi carried Naruto in the hospital, as he held Naruto close to his chest, to not expose him to the horrors of what he was seeing at the moment. Big brother Kakashi, where are we? Said Naruto. We're at the hospital. Don't you want to see your mom, dad, and your new baby brother? They're all resting in a room down the hall. As Naruto looked up, they're all here, he said. Yes, but this is the hospital, and you have to be quiet, said Kakashi, as Naruto nodded quietly. Kakashi opened the door to see Kushina and Minato on separate beds next to each other. In the middle was a crib with a small bundle, wrapped up with a blue blanket. Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Hiruzen sat on different chairs in the room. Naruto wiggled out of Kakashi, embraced, as he rushed over Gigi. Oh, hello, Naruto-kan, Hiruzen said, as he picked up the child. Are mom and dad okay? Naruto asked. Yes, they're both fine, other than a few scrapes and bruises. All they need is a good nap, he said sincerely. It was then a small cry could be heard, right in the crib. What's that? Said Naruto. That's your new baby brother, Naruto. Would you like to meet Ren? As Naruto nodded vigorously, as he brought Naruto over to the crib, holding him so he can see in the crib. Hi, I'm your big brother Naruto. Nice to finally meet you, Ren-chan. The baby stopped crying when he saw Naruto's face. He had violet eyes like his mother, and a small tub of red hair on top of his head. Ren giggled as he held his arm out as Naruto leaned over. He grabbed Naruto's hair and started to pull. I think he likes you, Naruto-chan, said Tsunade. Naruto, I'm so glad you're okay, said Minato. Dad, said Naruto, as Naruto crawled over on the bed. Are you and mom okay? He asked. I wouldn't worry about me, especially not your mom. You know how tough she is, he said that chuckle. You should be resting, kid, said Jiraiya. I'm the Hokage. I don't need sleep, he laughed. Dad, you were flashing around so fast. Were you in a battle? That other guy that you were fighting, he wasn't as fast as you. He knew where you're gonna be though. Were you in trouble? Minato chuckled. That Kekkei Genkai of yours, huh? It's certainly becoming stronger as you get older, he said. Naruto's eyes started to close a bit, as sleep was overtaking him. Sensei, is there a Namikaze Genkai? Asked Kakashi. Don't worry, Kakashi. I'll explain it all later. But for now, I can't really keep my eyes open, he said. As both him and Naruto fell asleep, as he started to snore lightly. They're both asleep, said Jiraiya. Huh, they're so alike it's ridiculous, said Tsunade. Sometimes Naruto does have a little temper, said Sarutobi. I can already tell about Rin-chan, he's gonna be like his mother. Those Uzumaki features are definitely a sign, said Jiraiya. Kakashi. As Kakashi turned towards Hiruzen, as you know, Minato will be extremely busy with the events to come. And while it's a new baby, I want you to take over Naruto training and teach him to be a shinobi. But sir, I would love to, but don't worry, Kakashi. I've reappointed you. I think you would enjoy the change of pace. It is rather less stressful, and also you get to spend more time with him. Okay, I will like that, said Kakashi, with a smile on his face. Time skip. Life in the Hidden Leaf had begun to settle back down after a few months. People started to settle back down to everyday life. The happenings of that night, October 10th, will always be remembered though. However, as for Minato and Kushina wishes, the truth about Rin Namikaze's status as a Jinjulke would be kept a secret, and breaking that law was considered an S-class crime, punishable by death. The damage to the village was all but fixable. The academy, the monuments, and the memorial sites, all of them were left unscathed. Right now though, the Namikaze household residents' ears were being damaged pretty heavily. Calm down, Rin-chan. Mom is here, said Kushina, as she rocked the baby in her arms. She was in Ren's room. It had teddy bear wallpapers that were all over the walls. The room was a bright blue. The changing table, the crib, everything was set up. Ren's cries started to soften down. Mom, is Rin-chan okay? He sounds upset, said Naruto as he poked his head through the door. Kushina had to blink a few times. It always shocked her how much Naruto was like Minato. Same hairstyle, same face, same look. It was like he was a carbon copy of him. Although Naruto wasn't as shy as Minato. Although he was quiet. But for a 5-year-old he had great maturity. Oh, don't worry about him. He's just testing out his lungs, she said with a smile. You did the same thing when you were this small. You would remember, but you were a very noisy baby, she said. She giggled when he shook his head. I wasn't. At least I don't think I was, he said. Oh, trust me, your mother was there, she said. Naruto walked over to her. Are you okay? You look sleepy, he said. Oh, you're so sweet. But you don't have to worry about me. It's just what happens when a new baby arrives. Naruto looked up at her with innocent blue eyes. How does a baby arrive, he asked. Kushina blushed at her son's question. Well, you see, Naruto-chan, you can... She was at a loss for words. Jiraiya walked past Ren's door as she coughed. Ask your uncle Jiraiya, she said. Jiraiya poked his head in the room. As Kushina realized what she just did, as she remembered what Jiraiya was all about. What is it, Naruto-kan, said Jiraiya. Never mind, Jiraiya, said Kushina, as she giggled nervously. Jiraiya shrugged as he just walked on. What was that about, said Naruto. It's a surprise, she said. A surprise? Yes. You will find out when you're older, okay? Okay, he said. Hey, Mom. Yes? Can you teach me some ninjutsu, he asked. So you want to be a ninja, she said, as Naruto nodded furiously. Why do you want to become a ninja, she asked. So I can protect everyone. Why, she said. Naruto cocked his head to his side. Why do you ask so much questions, he said. Oh, I'm just curious, she said. What does that mean, he asked. It means that I wanted to know. He was about to say something, but she placed a finger to his lips. I wanted to know because I need you to give me a good reason for me to teach you. But of course I'll teach you, she said. We can start after lunch if you want. As he hugged her. Thanks, Mom, he said. You're most welcome, my handsome boy, she said, as she put Ren down in the crib. But Naruto-chan, she said, she hugged him back. We won't be able to do this often. A new baby is a lot of work. I promise we'll do this though, when I find time. But don't worry, Kakashi-kan will come over, and he will help you become a ninja when I don't have the time, okay? His expression brightened up back. You and Kakashi are going to teach me to become a ninja, he said. Yep, she said. How about you go and talk to your father? He's in his office, she said, as Ren started to cry once again. Okay, bye-bye, Mom, he said as he walked away. Naruto walked through the halls, as he made his way to the office as he knocked. Come in. Entering the room, Naruto had to look over the papers, while he couldn't really see his father until he walked around the side. Oh, Naruto-chan, said Minato, as Minato lifted him up and placed him on his lap. What is it? Is your mom okay? He asked. Yeah, mom is okay. She's sleeping, that's all. Oh, so what is it that you want? We can play after dinner, he said. Okay, Dad, but as he blushed in embarrassment. I want to be a ninja, so I was wondering, what's the first thing I have to learn, he asked. Oh, so you want to be a ninja? Well, that's awesome, he said. Really? Of course. Being a ninja is a hard job. You're very brave for wanting to be a ninja, he said, as Naruto blushed at his father's praise. But to answer your question, said Minato as he turned around in the chair, bringing Naruto with him, as he pulled down a book, The Beginner Guide to Becoming a Shinobi. I guess this is where you start, he said. A book on how to become a ninja, said Naruto. Yep, I'm sure that your mom would read it to you if you ask nicely. She might even teach you some cool ninja stuff, if you're good. Really? Said Naruto. Minato smiled at that. Yeah, sure. Why don't you go and play in the backyard? I'm sure that your eagle friend is missing you. As Naruto gave him a hug, before he took the book as Minato hugged him back. As he lifted him back down to the ground. Have fun, he said as Naruto waved goodbye. As Naruto placed the book in his room and went to the backyard, as a small bird landed on his head. Hi there, Talon, he said. As the eagle chipped at him happily. Hey, wanna play? I bet you can't catch me, he said. As he ran off, playfully, the young chick flew after him. He's so cute, said Snaddy as you watch him play. Well, he was bound to be adorable. Minato was a cute kid. If Naruto is lucky, he will be as good looking as his grandfather. Snaddy smirked. I'm just so glad that Naruto-chan and Minato-chan got my blonde hair, she said. Your hair make you look really older than you really are, dear, she said, as Jerry's face turned blue. That really hurt, he said. I'm not old because you keep me young, he said. She giggled a bit as she kissed him on the cheek. Good save, she said, as she turned to watch her grandson run around, with a smile on his face. It's a shame. He had to witness the 90s attack, she said. He doesn't look all that affected. In fact, he wants to become a ninja to protect all those he care about. That's a pretty good reason, she said. Well, my reason was a lot better, so I could get all the girls, he said, with a giggle. Snaddy eyed twitched at that. Well, why don't you go and find all those girls, she said, as she huffed and turned away. Ah, come on, Haim, he said. You know I was only joking. I never actually got that many, he said. She turned back towards him. Yeah, I know. But you got the best one. As she got to her feet. Where are you going, he asked. To see my young grandson. Jerry turned towards Naruto as he dropped, as some grass went into his mouth as he spat, as a bird landed on his head. Alright, you win. Now I'll chase you, said Naruto. Time skip. Alright, Naruto-kun, you ready? Asked Kushina. Yeah, Dad gave me a book. I couldn't read it all because of all the big words, but I got that I had to turn on my your chakra, said Kushina. Yeah, that's right, he said. Yes, that's what we have to do, she said, as she made the ram sign. This is called the ram sign. There are 11 other ones that you need to know. 11? That's so much. Wow, he said. Yep, but don't worry about those. Just do this one, she said. His fingers started to fumble together, as Kushina took his hands and formed them properly. Now this part I can't help you with, she said, as a blue aura started to form around her. Naruto stepped forward and touched it. It's warm, isn't it, she said, as he nodded. That's because chakra is the life engine in everything. I want you to look deep inside. Then I want you to pull that engine to the surface. So close your eyes. He did as he was instructed. Now see if you can find your chakra. You should feel a pull in your belly. She poked him on the belly, as he giggled a bit. His face then started to turn red, his cheeks swelling up. Naruto-chan, you weren't supposed to hold your breath, she said, as he released his breath. I can't get it, he said, as he looked down. That's because you were focused on holding your breath. Try again and this time breathe, okay? He folded his arms together. Now, look deep inside, and pull that engine out. Okay, said Naruto as he started to focus. A swirl came around him as he did not even notice. As Kushina watched as it started to grow. Alright, Naruto, boom! The chakra came out wild, as her hair was blown back and some spear leaves around. Naruto snapped open his eyes. I did it, he said. Kushina watched him. He has so much chakra, it's ridiculous. I'm glad that he asked me to help him before his reserves got too big and he couldn't control it. To make an even simple clone. That's amazing, Naruto, you did it. As he blushed in embarrassment as she hugged him. He then felt strange as he started to fall, but she caught him. What's happening? You just released a lot of chakra for your age, she said. You're bound to feel a bit woozy. Oh hey there guys. The both of them turned to see Kakashi. Big brother Kakashi, as Naruto tried to greet him but he fell once again, causing Kushina to hold on to him. Well, it don't seem like you're up for any training today. Well, I have another idea, said Kushina. I want you to go and read him a book. You want me to read him a book? Yes. Minato gave him a book on the start of being a ninja. It's up in his room. I want you to read it to him. Have fun, you two, she said, as she made her way. As Naruto sat on the ground. Well then, I guess we'll get to train some other time. Let's go read that book. Don't look so frustrated, he said. I'm not frustrated, as he picked Naruto up. It's easy to tell when you're lying, you know. It's not, said Naruto, as Kakashi brought him to his room. Naruto sat on the bed. The beginning guide of being a ninja. Chapter 1, Chakra. As he started to explain the theories behind chakra, telling Naruto through various methods, which with mostly hand signs chakra can be manipulated in order to produce different sorts of elements, including water, fire, wind, lightning, and earth, and cast illusional techniques. Whoa, a shinobi can do all of that, said Naruto in shock. Yes, they can with training and many years of experience, said Kakashi. Naruto nodded as he yawned, as Kakashi read on. Chakra is ordinary not visible to the naked eye, unless it's highly concentrated, manipulated by one using a large amount, or to mix with elements. I don't get it, said Naruto. Okay. Did you see your mom's chakra, said Kakashi. Yeah, said Naruto. And it was blue, correct? And warm, said Naruto. That's because your mother has a lot of chakra. Normally, you can't see chakra, because most ninjas don't possess enough. Do you get it now? As Naruto nodded. But what was that about the elements, he said. Oh, don't worry about that. We'll get to that later. Oh, alright, said Naruto. Kakashi kept on reading until he heard a soft snoring. He looked down as he saw that Naruto was asleep. Kushina came down. Is he asleep yet? As she saw Kakashi tucking Naruto in, as she had a sleeping baby in her arms. Yeah, he's asleep. Lasted longer than expected though. So, now that you've seen what his chakra is like, what's your assessment? Asked Kakashi. It is certainly like Uzumaki's in terms of stature, and it is potent as Minato's and Tsunade's. Meaning? Said Kakashi. It's very strong, said Kushina. And what about the swift release, he asked. Well, Minato considered that it will manifest itself once he's older. So we'll just have to wait and see. It's a rather rare bloodline, apparently. Just two other peoples in the Namikaze bloodline are said to be holder. The most prominent was Riku Namikaze, the one who fought against Madara and Kurama Senju. Huh, sounds like you'll be rather interested to see how he turns out, said Kakashi. As long as he's happy, she said, as she walked over and kissed him on the forehead, as he smiled in his sleep. Time skip. So Naruto-chan, how's your leaf balancing exercise coming along? Said Kakashi as he walked into the field where Naruto currently was. Kakashi, said Naruto as his leaf fell off his forehead. Well, it was going pretty well, said Naruto. Easy now, said Kakashi as he laughed a bit. How come the envoy that mom sent left, said Naruto. Oh? And how did you know that there was an envoy following you? Said Kakashi. Because it's sunshine a lot of times. That is way faster. Oh, so the swifty release, said Kakashi with a chuckle. As Naruto's cheeks puffed up in embarrassment. I didn't say that, he said as he crossed his arms. I was there, said Kakashi, as he picked up the leaf. Alright, come on. Show me how far you've gotten. As Naruto balanced it on his head. Wow, only a day. And you've already mastered it, said Kakashi. Thanks, said Naruto as he scratched the back of his head. Alright, next exercise, he said, with an eye smile. I thought you were gonna teach me a new jutsu, said Naruto. I could do that, but let me explain why these exercises are so important for you, he said, as he placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. Listen, Naruto, you and your mother are a lot alike, although everyone can see that you're Sensei's son. You have a lot of chakra for a boy your age, so if I taught you a new jutsu, it would take you a lot longer to learn it than a normal child. Does that mean I'm not good? Naruto asks. No, it will definitely be a good thing later on. You see, by mastering these exercises, you'll be better able to control your chakra, and you'll be a better ninja for it, said Kakashi. Don't fret, you need to only master 2 more exercises, and then I'll teach you some new jutsus. Really? You promise, said Naruto. I promise, said Kakashi. Alright, the second one is the tree climbing exercise. Naruto watched in shock as Kakashi started to walk up the nearby tree. Whoa, he said, as Kakashi reached the top and then jumped. as he landed softly. Alright, now you try. Just concentrate and you'll be fine, okay? Naruto did the run sign as the bottom of his feet became coated in a blue color. Alright, now keep it balanced as he walked and walked and walked and walked. Hey, I'm doing it, he said as he giggled. He got higher and higher. Amazing. He got it, said Kakashi to himself, as he couldn't believe that Naruto got it already. Hey big brother Kakashi, look how high I am, said Naruto. That's awesome, now walk back down. Don't go any higher, he said. As Naruto walked back down before he jumped off the tree and landed. I did it, he announced. This kid is really something, Kakashi thought. Alright, last one before the day is up. If you can get this before the day is up, I'll take you for some ice cream. Ice cream? Said Naruto. Yep. Alright, come on. He took Naruto and Sunshine away. They appear in a hot spring. Why are we here? Said Naruto, as Kakashi placed him down. For the next exercise, water walking. Water walking? Yeah. It's exactly what it sounds like. As Naruto looked shocked. What? You just walked up a tree. Why are you so surprised? It's just so cool, said Naruto. Alright, to walk in water, you need to keep a constant stream on the bottom of your feet to walk across. This technique is a lot more difficult to master than the normal tree climbing because the amount of chakra differ depending on the water flow. It's kinda the same as the last one, said Naruto. In many ways, yes, but you see, Kakashi was cut off as Naruto walked on top of the water, chakra on the bottom of his feet. Hey look! Do I get ice cream now? If Kakashi was not wearing a mask, Naruto would have seen him, gaping like a fish. You can't be serious, Kakashi thought. Hey, did I do it right? Said Naruto as he stood on top of the water, a smile on his face. This kid. Amazing, Kakashi thought to himself. Oh yeah, yes, that's enough for today. Tomorrow I'll teach you some jutsu like I promised. Oh, awesome. Hey, can you teach me the Rasengan or the Uzumaki Senpo? And who told you about those, he asked. JJ, said Naruto. Thought as much. Your mom's sword step and your father's jutsu are a bit too advanced at the moment. But one day, look, I'll teach you something you will use for the rest of your shinobi career, okay? Alright. And you owe me ice cream, said Naruto, as Kakashi chuckled. Time skip. Slow down, Naruto, said Kakashi, as Naruto licked the ice cream frantically. As they sat into a boot, Kakashi had quickly eaten his ice cream. A testament was the empty bowl in front of him, as Naruto had ice cream all over his face. Well, Mr. Hatake, babysitting I see. She wore a Jonin flap jacket. Underneath she wore the typical purple shirt and the ninja mesh. Her hair was tied in a ponytail and two bangs framed her face. Oh hi there, Rin, said Kakashi as he waved at his old teammate. Did you miss me in your last mission? She asked with a hopeful smile. Kakashi blinked at her question. Oh, Big Brother Kakashi has a girlfriend, said Naruto. And who's this? And why did he call you Big Brother Kakashi? Rin asked. This is my younger brother Naruto, figuratively. And Naruto, this is my old teammate, Rin, said Kakashi as he introduced them. She kneeled down as she used a napkin to wipe his face. Nice to meet you, Rin-san, said Naruto. You can call me Rin if you like, she said. Okay, I'll call you Rin-chan, said Naruto. Are you and Kakashi boyfriend and girlfriend, he asked, as she blushed at the question. No, we aren't, said Kakashi. And you really need to rein it in on the embarrassing questions because you know exactly what you're doing, said Kakashi, as Naruto chuckled. See? Her face is red, just like when Dad smiled at Mom. So that mean your boyfriend and girlfriend, said Naruto. I shouldn't have to explain this to you at your age. You're too smart for your own good sometimes, said Kakashi. Naruto-kun, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Said Rin as she changed the subject. Bubblegum, said Naruto. No way, that's mine too, she said. Really? Said Naruto. I bet your favorite color is purple, he said, as he pointed to her shirt. Yes, you're very observant for a boy your age, she said. Thank you, said Naruto. So tell me, do you want to become a shinobi, she asked. Yep, Big Brother Kakashi's already training me, he said. Oh, Kakashi is, she said as she glanced towards him. Kakashi rubbed the back of his head nervously. Yep, we just finished the day. I did good, so he got me ice cream, said Naruto. So is Kakashi a good teacher, she asked. Well, yep, I guess, he said. What do you mean you get, said Kakashi, as Naruto cocked his head to his side. I mean, what do you mean by that, Naruto-kun, he said, as Naruto looked at him. Well, you're good, I guess. He said that shrug. You can't use that. That's mine, said Kakashi. Aw, he's so cute, as she hugged Naruto and made him blush. You shouldn't encourage him, said Kakashi. Come on, Kakashi. You've been doing that to people for years. It's about time someone do it to you. As she placed Naruto on her lap. So what have you learned, she asks. I learned how to use chakra. The leaf balancing exercise, the water walking, and the tree walking, he said. As she laughed at that. What's so funny? You're a bad liar, she said. He isn't lying, said Kakashi. As she turned towards Kakashi. Not another genius, she said, that smile. Yes, another genius, he said. He's a lot like Minato sensei. So everything come natural to him, huh, she said. Yeah, he got a talent. For the ninja arts, that's sure. As Naruto blushed at the kind words. Thank you, he said. Oh, you're just too cute, she said. She hugged him against her chest. As Naruto blushed even more. As Naruto started to wiggle his hands. As he couldn't breathe that well. Oh, sorry about that, she said. You okay, she asked, as he nodded. Yep, I'm okay. Good, I'm sorry, she said. Oh, that's okay. Hey, can I ask you a question, said Naruto. Of course, she said. What was Big Brother Kakashi like when he was a kid? Kakashi spluttered at the question. Why would you ask that, he said. Because I'm curious, said Naruto. As he remembered his mother saying that. So you're curious, what was Kakashi like as a kid, huh? She thought to herself. Well, he always called my dad sensei. So if you were on his team, that meant you were around him when he was little, right? Said Naruto. Wow, you are smart. Okay, I'll tell you. Rin, I don't think that... Now, Kakashi. He asked nicely, she said. Well, Kakashi was very crazy about shinobi rules. He always recited them and told others when they were disobeying them. He's always worn that mask, oh. And he was always mean to everyone, as Naruto giggled at that. But he was also very talented and smart. He used to outsmart all the bad ninjas. This also made him very nasty sometimes. And he had a bad attitude, she said. But he was also kind and sweet when he wanted to be. Are you finished torturing me, said Kakashi. I think you've had enough for today. I have a mission anyway, she said. As she placed Naruto back down in the chair. It was nice to meet you, Naruto-kun, she said. And I'll see you around, Mr. Brooder, she said to Kakashi as she walked away. It couldn't be seen because of the mask, but there was a blush on his face. She's nice, said Naruto. Yeah, I guess. Now come on, now that you've done your ice cream. There's one last place I want to make you visit. As they made their way towards the Sarutobi compound. Sarutobi-sama, said Kakashi. As Hiruzen turned to see both of them. Well, isn't this a nice surprise? Hi, JJ, said Naruto. As Hiruzen hugged the boy. Hello to you too, Naruto-kun. If I knew that you were coming, I would have prepared some sweets. Oh, that's okay. Big Brother Kakashi took me up for some ice cream, because I did very well in my new training, said Naruto. Did well. You're underselling yourself, kid, said Kakashi. Oh, that's wonderful, Naruto-kun. What did you learn? Actually, Lord Third, I'd like to talk to you about that. Okay, Naruto. You can go and play in the backyard if you like. Thank you, said Naruto as he made his way off. Now what is it you'd like to discuss? It's Naruto, sir. There's no way to say this, but... Yes? Well, he's great, said Kakashi. Great? Great as in great at something or a great child. No, sir. I would say all around. He has mastered every single chakra control. That most Genins can't even master, he said. My, it would seem that the Namikaze has a pendant for being gifted, Hiruzen said with a chuckle. But that hasn't been done since Minato sensei. Well, what else do you expect from his child? Said Hiruzen. Not to mention, he's the first child in a very, very long time in the Namikaze Clan to be born with their Kekkei Genkai of swift release. I always knew that he was going to be special. He's also extremely smart for his age, said Kakashi in wonder. Oh yes, he picked things up very quickly. Maybe even more so than Minato-kun. Are you saying that he might be a greater shinobi than sensei? Kakashi asked. Well, putting a bet on something like that is not very smart. Minato was a once-in-a-lifetime generation prodigy. Don't forget that, Kakashi-kun. Naruto is only 5 years old. Putting at stake to claim that he will surpass his father would be impossible at the moment. However, what do you say that we test him? Test? Said Kakashi. Yes, he also has Uzumaki heritage. So why not give him some Fuinjutsu to work on as well? Fuinjutsu is extremely hard to learn. Jiraiya-sama even have to ask Kushina-sama for some assistance. Yes, it is. Kushina-chan, start to learn Fuinjutsu at a very young age as well. If Naruto can manage to master some basic skills in a few months. There will be a lot of merit to say that he will surpass his father. How would learning Fuinjutsu reinforce that statement? Because Minato came at the same age to ask me about Fuinjutsu. And if he takes to it as well, well then we will see after that. As both men glanced towards the boy. Time skip. Naruto sat as his brother was a very messy eater as he was in his high chair. As pumpkin was all over his brother's face, it made him laugh. As Kushina came over and wiped his face. So Naruto-kun, how was your day with Kakashi? She asked. Oh, we trained a bit, then I got ice cream. Oh, we visited Gigi as well. And I also got a scroll, said Naruto. He said this for you, Dad. As Naruto pulled the scroll out and gave it to his father. As Minato looked it over. Once he finished reading, he smiled. Well, it seems that we have a butt-in shinobi in the family. As Naruto blushed at the attention that he was being given. Time skip. Harrison was right about Naruto taking to Fuinjutsu. As Naruto had fallen in love with the art, Kakashi had bought him a beginner seal kit, which had some sealing paper, ink, and brushes. He also bought him a book that showed him how to draw kanji. Minato and Kushina weren't surprised, as Minato had tested Naruto a few times. He could retain information at a very high rate, and Naruto was a lot like himself when it came to shinobi art. He was progressing at amazing speeds, as Kushina was training him in chakra control whenever she had the time. He has grown a bit taller, his hair has also grown out. He was wearing a black and white hoodie with a white shirt underneath. He wore tape around his calves and a pair of white and black pants, and he was wearing blue sandals. The youngest Namikaze, Ren, had celebrated his first birthday the other week, just after Naruto's 7th birthday. The birthdays were small affairs, just family and close friends, as Ren didn't want to be left out, as he always called out to his big brother and tried to crawl after him, but he didn't get too far. He also said his first words a few weeks ago, Mom. Kushina was delighted, seeing that Naruto's first word was father, as Minato thought that he would have get 2 for 2, but he was a lot more busy than when Naruto was born, seeing that he was being groomed for Hokage back then. He tried to spend as much time with Ren as possible, but his Hokage duties kept him busy a lot of time. As Naruto had excelled in his ninja training, he had mastered all the academy jutsu that was necessary for him to become a genin. However, Minato would rise the age of the academy, so Naruto entering it was denied. Although he was well aware that Naruto wouldn't have a problem passing the academy, but he wanted him to have a normal childhood to enjoy being a kid for a little while longer. Kakashi taught Naruto the basic fighting style of the genins, but Naruto did not like it. He learned all the basics, but he didn't really like it. Kakashi told him that one day he would find a style that suited him best. Minato had offered Naruto some scrolls on the Namikaze hummingbird style, but Naruto had denied it, much to his surprise. Naruto said that he didn't want to become a carbon copy of his father. He wanted to forge his own path, but Minato has never been more prouder of him. At the moment, Naruto and Kakashi were in the training field, as Rin was over to the side, as she found the young blonde just so cute, as he started to call her big sister Rin, as she liked it a lot more than San or even Chan, as he started to call her that. What's up with the piece of paper? Naruto asks. Very obstinate of you noticed, said Kakashi, as Naruto gave him a blank look. Now, I was only joking. It's a very special paper. It's called chakra paper. It will tell us what your element is. Oh, so I can start learning elemental jutsu? Yep. To find out, all you have to do is channel your chakra into the paper. If it's split in half, you have wind. If it crumbles, you have earth. If it burns, you have fire. If it dampens, you have water. And if it crinkles, you have lightning. As Naruto took the paper, as he started to push chakra into it, but absolutely nothing happened. Is there something wrong? Naruto asked. I guess that means you don't have one, said Kakashi. I don't, said Naruto, until the paper split into two. The right half crumbled, and the left half burned. 3 elements. This kid always surprised me, Kakashi thought. The number of jutsu that you can learn has potentially doubled. Is that good? Said Naruto. That's amazing, Naruto-kun. I can tell that you're going to be very adept at ninjutsu, as he patted Naruto in the head. Alright, I know some basic fire jutsus, so we'll start with that first, okay? As Naruto nodded, alright, I'm going to teach you the fireball jutsu. As he showed Naruto the hand signs, as Naruto slowly memorized them. Now the key to any fire jutsu is your stomach. They call the stomach the sea of chakra, although yours is full of ramen, he chuckled at that. You suck in, inhaling air. It will become gradually easier to do this as you practice. You will then force it out, turning that raw chakra, mixing it with fire. As Kakashi turned and blew with a large fireball, as Naruto watched with awe. Once the fire receded, Kakashi turned back around. Now you try. As Naruto went through the hand sign slowly, fire style. Fireball jutsu, he said, as he breathed in and breathed out. It was not as big as Kakashi's, but it was still rather impressive, as Naruto turned a beaming smile on his face. A week later, after his training with Kakashi, Naruto set out to master the fire jutsu to its fullest. While he was able to perform the technique, the intensity, and not to mention the speed that he used it at, it was subpar at most. As he was now at home, doing target practice, all of the kunas were embedded in the posts. It's becoming a second nature for me, he thought to himself. That is when he felt something as he turned, blocking a kunai from someone as sparks flew. Meanwhile, as Kushina walked towards the door with her baby in her arms, it was Mikoto with her son Sasuke. As both women greeted each other, I think Itachi went to her own backyard to play with your son Naruto-kun. Oh, that's good. I really hope they can become friends. Yeah, maybe they will even become rival like us, said Kushina with a laugh. Of course. You never beat me though. What? Said Kushina. You just can't admit when you lose. Meanwhile, what's your problem? Said Naruto. My name is Itachi Uchiha. And well, I didn't know how to approach you. So I decided a direct approach would be best. As Naruto glanced towards the boy, Itachi Uchiha, who was also said to be a genius, it seems a new powerful friendship was gonna start today. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you enjoyed seeing 1C Part 2, go ahead and tell me 1C Part 2 guys, and I'll be posting as soon as possible for you guys to enjoy. And also guys, stay tuned for the rest of what is coming your way over in the Making 3 and the Making 2. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. But for now, I'm out guys, see you guys soon. Peace.